Good evening, everybody. Thanks again for to be invited onto Destination Newry by Cahill and Company. And tonight I'm going to start off with the Armagh football match. I'm sure everybody knows by now that Armagh won very well against Tyrone. It was 6 goals and 16 points to 3 goals and 13 points. And as you'll see from the photographs, there's Caroline O'Hanlon, quite a lot of young women from this particular village, were on the team behind Mackin. And it's unbelievable the skill that we can see here, during those matches. And there's Aimee Mackin's sister. Absolutely fantastic play. And Aimee, as you can see, she got an award there for player of the match. Aimee scored 1 goal and 6 points on behalf of Armagh. And just absolutely fantastic. Mickey, the dad's going to have to build an extension onto the trophy cabinet with the amount of stuff that's going into the house these days. But a fantastic match. Fair play to the ladies. That's their first in the championship, All-Ireland Championship. And what a good start it was for them. So best luck for future matches. And no doubt we'll see these faces yet again, on the pitch and making their mark in Gaelic football. Now on to the Shane O'Neills. This is just something I picked up from the Shanes. This is obviously, again, back to Aimee plays for the Shane O'Neills and for Armagh as well, County Armagh. And this is for Player of the Month for the month of October, for the ladies' football. So Aimee has been nominated, and it's up to everybody then to get behind Aimee. Well deserved. Somebody who had an injury, come out of injury, brought the team to where it is today, and just an absolute Trojan. But not on her own. It's all about teamwork. There's 15 to 20, maybe 25 legends, with that particular team. So fair play, and it's brilliant just to see it. And not a whole pile else going on within sport. If you go on to Carrick-Cruppen, Carrick-Cruppen this time last year had their 75th anniversary. You can see there, that's Damien doing the interviews. This happened in the Canal Court. I think it was the 2nd of November, 2019, and a fantastic evening that they had. This is just up on their Facebook page at the minute, and there's quite a few, stalwarts, Carrick-Cruppen stalwarts that I noticed. Brady Bennett, Rose McParland, let's see now, Jimmy Graham. Hadn't seen Jimmy in a long time. Tom Morgan, Sean Brannigan, and Father McCreish. Saw Father McCreish in there as well. So. It's just unfortunately the way things are this year that there can't be a repeat, but absolutely brilliant. They had obviously a fantastic time last year. There's Brady, and that's just a wee bit of history that has been recorded, and it'd be great just to hold on to that. That's definitely one for the archives. So I'll move on from that. As I say, not a whole pile else happening within the sporting world, just around the village. Obviously the boxing training has been postponed, and the hurling, etc., and stuff like that there. So unfortunately, people are doing all the things, hopefully keeping fit, getting out, doing a wee bit of walking and all of that type of stuff. It's great for both the physical and mental health. So anyhow, Monday night of this week, that was a full council meeting. And, as always, unfortunately, under the circumstances, these things now have to happen under Zoom. But as always, there's a great turnout, of councillors and officials, and all of the big ticket issues were debated. Probably one of the most highly debated, on the particular night, was to do with the regeneration program that has been worked on at the minute, for Newry City. As everybody knows, Newry City, I think it was around about 18 years ago, got the status of a city, and the main thing now is to make sure that not only has it got the name, but also it has the ability to develop and provide for not just the people in Newry, but for the people of South Down and South Armagh as well. Because whatever happens in the city, and it is our city as well, it does have an impact on us. So if there's economic growth, if there's regeneration, that's very, very important to the people of South Armagh, the people of Hilltown, Mayo Bridge, Warrenpoint, Strever, the people of the Mourne as well. So there is at the minute, which is absolutely fantastic to see, a regeneration programme. 20 million has been set aside by the council itself. They're also applying to Belfast City Deal for an additional 8 million. That's to cover a package which has been put together at the moment. Obviously, business cases have been drawn up, and at this particular moment are being sent off to the departments to take a look at it and see, and hopefully that'll be sent on to the ones that are covering the Belfast City region. That will, as I say, will give us an extra £8 million on top of the 20 million. Why is it important? It's absolutely vitally important at this moment in time. We are coming out of, well, hopefully eventually coming out of COVID. We are being faced with Brexit. We need a path, we need a plan for economic recovery. We need to ensure that there's going to be jobs within the Newry area for us and for future generations. We need to ensure that we use whatever money is available or whatever money we can attract, whatever funding we can attract to stimulate the economy. So it's vitally important. This particular programme will cover a number of elements, a conference stroke theatre for Newry City, a civic centre for Newry City, public realm works also, and grade A office space. Grade A office space, that will hopefully, whenever the civil service decides to decentralise, and obviously this is already in the pipeline, that we'll be able to attract civil servants to Newry, or civil servants that live in the area don't have to travel the whole way to Belfast. That we can keep workers within the area, build up our local economy, because obviously there's a spin-off from all of this, for the local shops, the local cafes, the local restaurants, the local bars. Eventually when we get back out on the streets and back into those venues, with this in the background, it'd be absolutely fantastic. The civic centre itself, again, we're unfortunately asking people, who are working in the council at the minute, to work in a building that isn't fit for purpose. And it doesn't really say a whole lot, or isn't that attractive to investors either. If you build something like an economic powerhouse, which the likes of Louth County Council has done, if you take a look at Belfast City Council, once you do that, once you have something that's fit for purpose, that sends a good message to would-be investors, that we're serious about business in the Newry area. Also, that would free up Monaghan Row, which the Southern Health Trust, needs in order to move the staff from Daisy Hill into office space in Monaghan Row, which means that gives you more room for development within Daisy Hill itself, for obviously medical services and stuff like that there. Again, it would sort of copper fasten, what we have within the Newry area, and hopefully attract more services into Daisy Hill. So it's vitally important that people weigh in behind this project. The other part of it is obviously the Albert Basin. Again, this is in the pipeline. It is obviously going to design stage. That's what we voted for. All these projects are at different stages, different levels, but they'll all eventually become integrated in making Newry a better city for everybody. And then the other big item is the Southern Relief Road. Again, it's at its own particular stage. Obviously, funding is to be brought in from different areas, and that, as somebody once described it with the Southern Relief Road, it's like giving Newry a small airport. The change that it's going to make, not just to obviously our environments, because Newry is just chock-a-block with fumes and stuff like that there. So it brings all the big lorries that are coming up from the port onto the A1 out of Newry. But also, once you free up, that traffic, that allows potential punters, potential people travelling from Belfast or from Dublin, from Dundalk, County Monaghan, wherever, down into the town, because at least rather than what you have at the minute, the 20-minute queues just to get into Newry. So there's quite a number of projects that are going to be very, very beneficial for the town, and they're all at various stages. But people really need to row in behind these projects. I'm in no doubt there's others who are going to be looking at it with envy, and that's quite understandable. But we are a large district, made up primarily of rural areas, a number of towns of different sizes, quite a number of villages. But the big place really at the minute is obviously Newry City, and it's really incumbent on us, particularly when the funding is there, to make sure that we give it the best shot and make the most out of this. So I'll be asking everybody, whenever the time comes for, debate, discussion, consultation, all of that, for people to row in behind these projects and really make it something really worth talking about for not just our own generation, but for future generations as well. Okay, so that was the big ticket item in the council on Monday night, and it's just a work in progress. So the next thing I'd like to talk about, and just talk about it fairly briefly, because this is something we are pursuing at the moment. It's just really at the sort of consultation stage, and that is, as people would know, anybody who lives in Camlough Village, we've got quite a few services. Firmus Gas has just put in their pipelines. We've had Virgin Media putting in all the different lines, for the broadband, and we've been fairly okay when it comes to services. Only one big gap in all of this, and that is a phone signal. And that really has a very, very negative impact in many aspects of our lives. People that are trying to run a business, trying to phone out, trying to even send a text message to, make sure that bank transactions have happened, etc., etc., etc. That's really inhibiting business. The other aspect of it is, for example, if there's an accident, you need to ring the emergency services, and all you have is your mobile. If you can't get a signal, you see people running from pillar to post to try and pick up a signal. That could be a matter of life and death. So there's a whole debate here that can and should be had, around this. But anyhow, in order to kickstart it, we have been in contact with some of the providers. Myself, Aimee Mackin, who's the councillor for the village, and Connor, who's the MLA for the area. And it's not going to happen overnight. As I say, there'll be a lot of debate and discussion about it, but there has to be a starting point, and we've already kick-started this by getting in contact with some of the providers just to see what opportunities are there to make sure that A, we have an efficient network, and B, that it is safe. So that's where we are with that particular project. Obviously, I'd like to give a few shout outs for a number of birthday people today. So my first on the list, if you can get the photos up there, Cahill, is Dermot Feely from Camlough. Not too sure what her age Dermot is, but he's, I think, just a few years younger than myself. And let me see, there's Dermot there, cool as ever. And there's this young fella having a bit of a snooze. I think that's on the way home from school, not too sure. But anyhow, there's the next birthday boy. It's his birthday tomorrow. That's my own wee fella, Killian. And that was a photograph taken with Jerry at a book launch about a year ago. So Killian's 11 tomorrow. So big happy birthday to Killian. No doubt he'll hopefully have a good day. Unfortunately, this time there can't be any friends coming down to the house. It's just the way it is. But save that up for next year. And then last but not least is Paul Feehan. That's Paul, Man United supporter, no doubt. Paul's a Bessbrook guy, and I think it's his 45th. But it's his birthday on Friday, so a big shout out to Paul, and we have a really good day. So that's really it, Cahill, for today. A wee bit on sport, a wee bit on the council, and a bit of a shout out there for the birthday people. But thanks again for the opportunity, and hopefully I'll see you again this time next week. So, AOI August Slán go fáil.